Alright, welcome back to my channel, Cooking with Chef David and Buster. Today we're going to make an amazing, delicious breakfast, classic Eggs Benedict. Alright, let's get started. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the Hollandaise, the sauce that's over the eggs, to be nice and creamy, fresh, and with a lot of flavor. And a lot of these restaurants out here, a lot of them use powdered Hollandaise sauce. As soon as you taste it, you know it's not fresh. So today I'm going to show you how to make an amazing Hollandaise sauce that's easy, as long as you follow the techniques, and your family will love it, and guests will love it, and you'll be able to make it whenever you want to. Alright, let's go. We got a lot of things to get ready at this time, so first thing is I'm going to melt the butter. Glass pitcher, 4 blocks. We're going to throw it in the microwave for a few minutes till it completely melts and separates. So this is what you get when you throw it in the microwave. Then these papers, you can just pull out, very easy, and throw them away. And all you have is your butter left. Perfect. Now let's get started with the rest of the stuff. Now you're going to notice in the top of the butter, there's this cream layer. That you're going to want to skim off. So now we're going to get the poaching water started. I'm going to do salt. Then we're going to do a splash of white vinegar. And that's it. While we're getting the water started, we're going to start getting the eggs separated for the Hollandaise. I like to just do it like this, so I just have the yolk. Sometimes the shell doesn't want to cooperate, so then you just put it in your hand like that. I'm going to use 8 yolks for this, just because these yolks are really tiny. And then I have all those egg whites that I can cook for breakfast later on another day. That's all our yolks. I'm going to put a tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. We're going to put about 2 tablespoons of white wine. It can be any white wine. I'm using a Pinot Grigio. And at the end, when we're finishing up the Hollandaise sauce, if we need a little bit more lemon juice, I'll put it in, depending on the flavor. If you like it more tangy, my wife likes it really tangy, but this we're going to set aside. Now we're going to do the English muffins and the Canadian bacon. So I have 2 well-buttered English muffins, 1 English muffin cut in half and buttered. We're going to toast these till they get a nice golden brown on it. Then we're going to saute the Canadian bacon after this. Then we'll put it in the oven. I got it set on warm, so it'll keep it nice and warm while we prepare everything else, because you want these ahead of time, so that way when your eggs come out, they don't get overcooked and they're perfect. And you see me pushing it down, it's because, you know, English muffins are kind of puffy, so you want to toast the top as good as you can. Okay, that should be good, perfect like that. We'll take these off. Perfect. Perfect. Now we're going to sear the Canadian bacon. Use any of that butter left. I turn the pan off because you don't want to brown these or anything. You're just heating it up. There you go. Now this I'm going to throw in the oven on warm. It'll be ready for us when we're ready to plate. Now I'm going to do a little garnish for the plate. I already cut the end off of this one. I'm going to cut the end off of this, just so it's square and has a place to sit. And then cut some nice, look like Jaws teeth. Should pop like that. Alright, now that we got the water nice and simmering, now we're going to start doing the sauce. I'm going to start stirring this up. Now you don't want to cook the eggs. You just want to constantly stir the eggs until it starts to thicken. Take it off for a little bit. Continue whipping because you don't want to overcook the eggs. You don't want to curdle them. This takes a little while. See how it's starting to thicken a little bit? There, it's getting perfect. Yep, that's perfect. I'm gonna put this on the back stove. Okay, see how it's nice and thick, not curdled. Now we got our butter on the side here. This is hard to film at the same time, but I got a small ladle. Now we're going to ladle butter in real slowly, continuously whipping. And the butter is going to thicken it up even more. And if it gets a little bit too thick, you can put a little bit of, little drizzle more of white wine, or even a little warm water. You got to make sure your butter is nice and warm. You don't want to use cold butter for this. You want to use everything nice and warm. You're just doing it nice and slow. On the bottom of a butter, there's a little bit of cream. So I use that too. It helps to thin it out. We're going to put it back over the pot for a second. There you go, just to make sure that the bowl stays nice and hot, not too hot. And we can pour the rest. I'm just making a pretty decent sized batch because my wife will save the sauce and have it for another day if she wants it. Okay, there you go. Perfect sauce. I'm going to season with salt. You want to get a generous amount of salt. Pepper. Same thing with the pepper. And Tabasco. Depending on how spicy you want it with the Tabasco. I'm going to taste it. Use a little bit more lime juice, or lemon juice, I mean. A little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper. Taste it again. Perfect. I'll set this aside, and then we can poach our eggs and plate. All right, so the water's ready. Now we're gonna stir this around a little bit so it gets a nice spin, and then I'm gonna put one egg in there. I'm gonna put the other egg in there. Now we're gonna let this cook for a couple minutes, and then we'll take them out. The reason why you spin the pan, it just stops the egg from sticking to the bottom of the pan when you initially put the egg in there, and it keeps it free floating. Then you can skim out all the stuff you don't want. Now, depending on how you like your eggs poached, we like ours kind of medium, but some people like hard poached. Some people like really soft poached. So you just gotta keep your eyes on it, and you can touch it and feel how firm it is. And I'll tell you how done it is. Still a little bit soft. The more eggs you put in it, the longer it's gonna take. So if you're gonna do a bunch of eggs, use a bigger pot. That way it won't cool off the water when you put the eggs in. Yeah, you don't want this rapid boiling. You just want it simmering. Otherwise the eggs will break. You want it just a light simmer so it'll cook the eggs without boiling it and making the eggs break apart. All right, that's about 5 minutes. That should be perfect. Yep. Now I have this plate on the side with a paper towel. Just to take the water out of it. Dry it out a little bit. All right, I'll put this aside and we'll plate. Now at the same time, I like to season my eggs too real fast, and I might as well season the garnish too. You want everything to have nice flavor. Even though the water's got nice salt in it, you still want a nice flavor. All right, let's plate. All right, we got our nice English muffins, our nice eggs. Well, let's get our hollandaise. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Look at how beautiful that looks. That's that. We'll do a little bit of paprika. To our tomato, a little bit of greens. There you go, perfect classic Eggs Benedict. Beautifully poached eggs, beautiful Hollandaise sauce, beautiful garnish, tomato garnish. Perfect dish for breakfast, and a little bit on the fancy side, and your family will love it. There you have it, a beautiful classic. Of course, there's Buster in his bone. Here we go again. Almost finished, and now he decides to make noise. There you have it, a beautiful classic Eggs Benedict, a beautiful hollandaise. I know this procedures at first it's a little, I know this recipe seems a little hard at first, but once you get the technique down, it's very simple and very fast. And as long as you get everything in order, like having the butter melted, sitting on the side nice and hot, watch that you don't overflow it in the microwave. Once you get the procedure down, everything's pretty easy. Hardest thing in this dish is doing the hollandaise sauce. And for breakfast, you can eat it just like this. You can do some hash browns on the side if you want, potatoes O'Brien, whatever you want, or fresh sliced fruit. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Buster and I sure did. We'll see what we come up with on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Aloha.